The start of a new week, time to take a look at your latest industry developments. There is a new aircraft order, but also orders that were cancelled. Expansion at a major European carrier, but I thought I'd begin today's proceedings with Virgin Australia, who announced their intent to acquire additional 737-8s, that being from the MAX series, as part of their efforts to grow. 6 additional 737-8s have been added to the total order book for the airline as part of this newest announcement. As a result, its total commitment to the 737-8 stands at 14 units, while it'll also welcome 39 next-generation MAX jets for the series overall. You're probably going to realise immediately that this is an increase on the 14 aforementioned, and I'll get into that a little bit later. The new 737-8s are expected to become hugely helpful across the domestic and short-haul international network for Virgin Australia. The carrier cites flying to cities such as Fiji, Bali and Samoa for its international network as key targets, but also it can be broadly deployed around Australia. The 11 remaining 737-8s will arrive throughout 2024 as the airline transitions towards the newer technology. Thanks to the consistent stream of deliveries, a new 737 MAX will arrive almost once every single month throughout the next calendar year. Away from the 737-8, Virgin Australia actually has an existing order for another variant in the MAX series. That is the 737-10. The 737-10 is the largest variant in the MAX family and remains uncertified. However, most recently, Boeing was able to secure the vital clearance from the Federal Aviation Administration, or just more commonly FAA, to begin flight testing on the pathway to certification. Virgin Australia says at the moment it expects to see delivery of its first -10 from late 2025 onwards. It says that the -10's higher capacity will be hugely important for your more in-demand routes. And again, I want to touch on that late 2025 delivery is very much subject to change. A lot will hinge on when Boeing can obtain certification for the type. The Australian airline says that thanks to operating the MAX, it'll be maintaining one of the youngest commercial fleets in Australia. Additionally, these aircraft reduce emissions by at least 15% over the previous generation, which it already flies a significant number of. Virgin adds the aircraft are 40% quieter than your 737NGs, while also coming equipped with new interiors. Virgin Australia's fleet has changed pretty massively over recent years, so the addition of these MAX aircraft is a welcomed improvement in terms of moving towards the next generation of fleet. And while we have aircraft orders, the opposite of that is order cancellations, and Airbus did receive one of those last week from ALAFCO, or ALAFCO, which revealed they would cancel the orders for the A320neo. As part of a statement released by the leading lessor based in Kuwait, they reached an agreement with the European plane maker. The agreement saw a termination of contract put in motion. Cirium data highlights that 46 A320neos were on order from the Kuwait-based lessor. However, a decision by the company has been labelled as an essential one and comes as they work towards reducing their off-balance sheet capital commitments. Additionally, there is a focus on reshaping the business to emerge more positively. As a result, certain balances need to be reclassified as part of efforts internally. ALAFCO, that's how I'll say it, is a global aircraft leasing company. They were founded back in 1992. The company operates out of Kuwait City, where its headquarters are located, and since conception, it has provided aircraft to significant airlines right around the globe. Some of those customers are Air India, China Southern, Turkish, Malaysia Airlines, Garuda, and Saudia, among many others from all corners of the world. While their portfolio isn't the largest, during the late 2000s and even early 2010s, it signed substantial agreements with plane makers to expand its fleet. Now, this order cancellation is obviously frustrating news, but don't worry too much. It does seem to be for the better for this lessor and for Airbus. They'll be able to get these orders back, and in fact, it might actually benefit some existing customers. Over to a major European carrier, Norwegian, who have announced a significant expansion to their own route network in preparation for the upcoming 2024 summer season. Norwegian says 40 new routes have been added to the program, with 9 new routes from Norway alone. Away from Norway, though, we'll see 17 new routes in Denmark, 9 from Sweden, and 2 new routes from Finland. Ultimately, route expansion is a massive part of Norwegian's commitment to the Nordic region and offering a robust schedule across key European cities. Aside from launches from major cities, the airline has also announced plans to begin new point-to-point routes, which they believe will be hugely important to their 2024 flying program. Thanks to all these announcements, Norwegian is very proud at the moment to say that their summer schedule will comprise of 332 routes, with 123, or 123, destinations featured. Additionally, by the summer of 2024, the airline aims to grow its fleet to 90 aircraft. Norwegian notes it'll look towards adding key destinations to its summer program that are popular and also what they deem as necessary. That could include Lyon, Montpellier, and so forth. These are all slated to feature among many others as new destinations. Norwegian were ranked as the most punctual airline in Europe across several months this year, and the return of Norwegian to the industry in a striking fashion has been something that's hard to miss. Their chief commercial officer actually calls these new routes especially as ones that are vibrant, and the goal is to just make travel as smooth and pleasant as possible. Norwegian operates now strictly a narrow-body aircraft fleet. This is a shift from previous operations which included the 787 Dreamliner and saw major international flights as far as Los Angeles. A decision to remove the Boeing 787s came following a significant shift in strategy alongside attempts to cut costs. Ultimately, you could say that the airline was forced into this decision to be able to survive. It now very much relies on the 737 family and has refined its operations to focusing on European destinations. And it's safe to say that Norwegian has been a fantastic example, thus far at least, of how a turnaround can really reshape the business, and also how a shift in strategy can have long-term positive effects. The airline went from a lot of uncertainty on if it would even survive to now in a position where it is actually studying more aircraft from the 737 MAX series for future flying. It really does highlight the position Norwegian is in, and the summer 2024 flying program should be a pretty extensive one for the company, as they forecast fantastic results. That is going to conclude the first aviation news recap of the week. Thank you so much for your support here on the channel. It really does mean a lot. Please do take care and do also be safe. Stay tuned tomorrow at the same time for your latest industry recap.
And we'll fly.